All right, I'm Ben. I'm the guitarist from St. Pains. We're from Mackay, Queensland. I guess we're sort of like Not Loose meets Every Time I Die sort of type of music. We've been going for just over a year now, and we're dropping our collection, Closure and Aggregate, and with the final single, Candle Memory.
Beautiful, Ben. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure as well, my friend. So, as you say, St. Pains are releasing Closure and Aggregate today, October the 4th. So, how you feeling about it?
It's been a mission to get here, that's for sure. I guess it's been 4 years in the making. Like we started writing this, around 2019, 2020-ish. So yeah, it feels there were times where we didn't really think, we'd ever really get get it fully released. So this is pretty exciting. We're pretty stoked. Like long time coming, that's for sure.
And I find it interesting that you've described it as a collection rather than an album or an EP. What's the
Mhm.
reason behind that?
Um, Sort of like I guess like these days, like the distinction between like albums, singles, EPs, it's all sort of been screwed up by streaming. Like a lot of bands just do like nothing but singles, or they'll do like singles with rolling releases. Like they'll release a single, then it'll be attached to the next release. So what we've sort of done is we've released tracks as singles, but we're releasing it now as a collection. Like this is how it's intended to be listened with interludes, how the tracks intertwine, like interact with each other. So you could say, I guess, like it's a little bit pretentious. Like we were like, well, let's try something different. It is an album, I guess, but not a traditional sort of release where it's like two singles and then you drop the album. We sort of went with a different approach, like, well, you can listen to it individually, and now you can listen to it as a full collection. Like this is how we wrote it originally, I guess. So to give people different perspectives now, like the lyrics might mean something different, the music might interact. They might listen to the songs differently as well, how they intertwine with each other. But
Great idea. And I also find it interesting that you've called it Closure and Aggregate. Like it's your first thing coming out. Closure sounds very final.
yeah, people think we're breaking up or something. Like we've just packed it in. No, I guess like it's closure of the first chapter. Like there's I guess behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know. Like we especially at Big Sound, a lot of people were quite confused. So they're like, you guys have only been around for like a year, but you're all older. Like you talk like you've been doing this a while. And I'm like, yeah, we actually have. Like we've been in other bands in North Queensland for like collectively like 10 years each. And I guess this is the closure of that chapter and the first chapter of Same Pains and beginning of the next for us. So it is a bit funny, yeah, first release and we're like closure final sort of statement.
Yeah, that makes it sound a lot better. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So tell us about it more from a musical point of view then and what you were going for.
Look, it's really hard. So me and the singer and the other guitarist, Jim and Justin, um, we used to play in a band called Sanctum and Solace years ago, which was like sort of a hardcore band, similar to like Stray from the Path, sort of Norma Jean, Every Time I Die, which is a big influence for us, Under Oath. And I guess when that band sort of like just had its time, like ended, I was in another band called Vasculitis, and the drummer from that band, me being like the common link between them, we were like, let's just start writing music. Like, we got no idea what we want to go for, like a hardcore band and a deathcore band. Let's just tune to drop G, like whatever comes out, comes out. Um, and I guess we landed in this weird middle ground of like, yeah, noisy hardcore, metalcore stuff with like just heavier bits like the Knocked Loose sort of one gets brought up a lot because we tune to the same tuning, have some heavy stuff. But yeah, it's sort of just whatever came to mind, honestly, and what we felt like doing.
You're also announcing a vinyl release in multiple stylized variants. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we got approached by Alex from Stiff Cut Records, which is now Breakthrough Records. They merged, so it's now a USA partnership. But yeah, he approached us like we might have approached him. I can't. Jaden, our bass player, was talking with him initially. But he was just super stoked to work with us, and we were likewise with him. Um, and it really helped bring it to life because we had the vinyl mix done when we got recorded the album initially, just sort of in the back pocket, like whatever it might happen, like we'll look into it, but we didn't think too much of it because we were like, oh, it's it can take time, it's expensive, and could be difficult to organize. But he's like just been powering through it. He's been so enthusiastic, like getting us on board. With the variants, like we're from the generation that Tony Hawk sort of ruled our lives on like PlayStation. So we're just and like a bunch of the guys are like skaters for years. And we're doing the collab with the Grind Shrine skate shop as well for the skateboard. So we just thought it was so obvious to pay homage to that. And I guess the Silent Hill 2 variant, or the one that looks like a Silent Hill 2 variant for copyright reasons, um, is like I guess a part of our imagery. Like we've never really decided like what we pay homage to, but Silent Hill was like a massive thing for me. Like as a video game, probably was playing it when I shouldn't have been as a young kid. Along with that, and like Resident Evil, I was way too young, but like parents didn't know. Um, yeah, like a lot of that imagery, I think, comes over with like the sort of grotesque, like mysterious, weird, like macabre. I'm super into that, so thought good to pay homage to those two sort of pillars from our youths.
Oh, and where can people order themselves one of these homages?
So they'll be going live, well, they are live today through the Breakthrough Records shop. You can order them, all the variants, they're limited numbers, so get them quickly. There's also I believe it's a build your own variant. It's one of one, I believe, and it's an auction. Um, all the money goes to the band. So, I'm not saying go crazy on it, but like, if you want to get your own unique one of one, same pains closure vinyl and fill it with, I don't know, Cheerios or like Cocoa Pops or something, like Alex will do anything. I've found he'll put anything between two pieces of wax. So, that's your chance there to go crazy and really impress us.
Sounds
But
like
yeah, we'll be selling some on tour as well. But if you want any of the crazy variants, yeah, go through Breakthrough Records.
fantastic. Now you just mentioned the merch collaboration with Grand Shrine. So tell us a bit more about that.
So yeah, the Grind Shrine guys. So Brenton is a local fella. Um, I don't know him as well as the other guys, but I've recently gotten to know him a bit better. He's always repped us, like he's been day one for us before we were even really a band. Like when we were still writing stuff, like he obviously heard demos and stuff. Just always been super enthusiastic about it. And since he opened his own shop, he's actually started putting on gigs there in the skate ramp. Just as a like, what, it's my shop, I'm gonna do it. I played there a while ago in my other band, Arcade Stories, repping the shirt. And, it's just a sick vibe. Like it's none of the like bullshit with like regular venues. It's just like show up, everyone has a good time, the bands play. Like it's a small sort of intimate room too, so it's just got that awesome vibe. And he's been keen to get us there for ages. So we're like, if we're gonna do it, let's make it special. He's been keen to do a collab as well, and we've been down for it. So let's do something that's really special, especially for the community there. Because being from a regional area yourself, like the metal scene and like hardcore punk scene, like all sort of intertwined into one thing. And like usually you get other alternative scenes like skating and stuff like that. And we just wanted to do something that's like, you guys have been here forever. We want to do something cool with you. Like before they were the pre-day oneers, these people, like, like so we want to like, just give them something cool. It's for our community.
Right now, speaking of the community, as you mentioned, you guys are from Mackay, and like me being from Cairns, I understand how I suppose
Connection in that way.
isolated the music scene is there, but you guys are very passionate about expanding the scene up there. So like what sorts of things have you come up with to make that happen?
Well, I guess over the years, like, I've had a hand in running my own shows. Like, I years ago brought a night in Texas through, like Mackay, like helped run that. Helped run local shows. Always tried to bring up bands from down south. And even from other regional areas. Like, I don't know if you ever remember Terror Loud that ran through North Queensland years back. It was like part of the Terror Fest from Darwin. It was really like on a lot of on the ground work for that, like putting up posters because I genuinely believe in that sort of thing.
Oh, it's good.
Um, and yeah. Like even like last week, I was out putting up posters in the CBD because I genuinely believe that works still. Like people still see that stuff. Not everyone's glued to social media here. Um, Jaden, our bassist, actually runs a company or co-runs a company from Townsville called Suitable Studio, who are all about putting on local gigs for all genres. And they always try and bring up new acts to hear. Like, in the past year, they've brought through like Broken Earth, Revoid. Last year they brought through Liar and Dead Nerve. Like trying to bring out like a lot of these up and coming heavy acts to say like, hey, there's actually a scene up here. Like people really appreciate it. So when you guys blow up, keep that in mind. And obviously it helps us to be like, hey, if you guys come up here and play a show and we're sick, can we come down there too? And that's how we built that relationship with the Dead Nerve guys who are awesome. Like super chill when we did Sydney and Canberra with them. Like that was such an awesome time.
Cool. And Same Pains recently were down here in Brisbane as part of BigSound in Fortitude Valley. You did two showcase gigs there. So how did they go?
Oh, they were unreal. Like, I'll be honest, I was shitting myself going into it, like, because yeah, we'd never we it was really funny. We played like Sydney, Canberra, Darwin before we played Brisbane, before the capital city in our own state. So I was like, we got homies in Brisbane, like, because lots of people from up here will move there as the next logical step. But yeah, I was shitting myself because I think I saw the act that went on before us. Oh, I can't remember their name, but they were a much bigger band than we are. Like they just finished touring Europe. They were a different genre, but they had a huge showcase crowd, and I was like, oh God, like we're like the small fish in a big pond here. Like, is does anyone actually even know we're here? Like, care? Like, I put up ads and stuff on Meta and like Google, but I'm like, oh my God, like what's gonna happen? Like people gonna show up? Like you do your email sprawl to like heaps of people, like come check us out. But yeah, both showcases were awesome. We did Soapbox and like, I was worried until like as soon as we started like the intro to our set, like people poured in, like I've never even seen before. Which was awesome. And then at the bright side, like the room was just packed. Um, there were a lot of people that I recognized, but then there were people I didn't know, like Brownie from Wall of Sound, was yeah, stoked on the whole set. Like um yeah, just so many people. Like Alex from Stiff Cut actually showed up as well, just to see us. Tim from Obsolete Bookings, Tim Knowles, absolute legend, shout out. Just loosest unit ever. He showed up to see us too, and got to finally meet him in person. And yeah, it was amazing. Like couldn't have asked for a better big sound, especially for a band that's only really been around for just a year and a bit now, year and 2 months.
Good on you, bro. Good on you. And this weekend, you are performing as part of Rhythm and the Reef Festival. So tell us about that one.
So that was a bit of an odd one, but we're gonna send it and have a good time. So yeah, you probably see the poster. We're playing festival with like Bliss N Eso and like sneaky sound system, and the organizer Delaney, he's a really cool dude. He's sort of given us this opportunity to just try and expose ourselves because I'm fairly certain the festival's almost sold out if it won't be by the end of this week. Um, but yeah, he's really given us this opportunity to expose ourselves to people who normally wouldn't know about our shows or go to them. And also just the opportunity to like play at such a large festival as well. Even like just get to know some of the people in the other acts as well, get the experience. Because I've never, in all my years, I've never actually played a festival that size. Because usually when they come through here, they're very limited in scale. Like I think the only ones that ever had heavy acts for the Groove and the Moo festivals that came through Townsville, but then it was like one band. Like usually, I think Architects played one year. Like just random heavy acts. So yeah, it sort of all just fell into place. We're definitely also nervous about that one because we're not sure if there's much crossover between the Bliss and Eso crowd and us. But hey, like just try. Let's send it. Let's just do it. What's the
That
worst we can do is get the power cut to our set for being too loud. Probably that's about it.
And am I correct in saying that you're the only heavy band on the whole lineup?
Yeah, I would say so. Like Giant Palms are sick. They're more like I guess they're more like a skate rock band. They're cool guys, like all really young dudes. Um, I look like a young dude myself, but I'm deceivingly older than I look. Um, but yeah, they're cool guys. Like I'm stoked to be playing alongside them. But yeah, we're the only band that sounds like we do on the lineup. So definitely an interesting one. And I think the festival organizer was interested, I think, to see how our set goes and the response. Um, so we're definitely giving it our A game. So hopefully next year, that gives an incentive to put on more heavy acts. Not just ourselves, like, but other heavy bands too, and it give more exposure to the regional areas.
Give him hell, brother. Give him hell.
Hell yeah.
Now, before the end of the year, you've also got our weekend trips planned to Brisbane and Sydney as well. So tell us about those shows.
So we're still in the stage of planning them out. Um, like we're sort of looking towards end of November. Nothing concrete yet, so I'm not promising anything to anyone. Um, Jaden's the bass player, he's the brains behind all that. And we're sort of leaving the ball in his court to try and get it up and running. Yeah, we're hoping to get those out by the end of the year. We did really want to do Melbourne, as that's like the one major capital city besides Adelaide we hadn't done. We were probably even going to try and do those in the same weekend, but that's probably looking like a 2025 thing at this stage. But yeah, we're just keen to just send it before the end of the year, hopefully get some SEQ stuff done, and if we can fit it in, get back to New South Wales because it was fun as hell.
Fantastic. Well, that's all in the future, bro. But for the immediate future, you do have the collection closure and aggregate, which is out today. So I suggest that
Mhm.
wraps their ears around it, gets behind you boys, and gives you a bit of a push.
Hell yeah, that's what I reckon too.
Right, yeah, brother. Well, make sure you keep in contact. And if you make it to Brisbane, let me know and we'll catch up and have a beer.
Yeah, we'll do. Sounds like a good time, man.